It may have crossed your mind before, or maybe someone in your life has gently hinted that you seem particularly preoccupied with amigurumi. If so, you might be obsessed with amigurumi. And I've got a little quiz to see whether or not you are amigurumi ambivalent, an amigurumi fan, an amigurumi enthusiast, or totally obsessed with amigurumi like I am. Grab a pencil and a piece of paper so that you can total the points as we go through each one of the 10 signs of being totally obsessed with amigurumi. The first sign is all about vacation planning. If when you are packing for vacation and you pack your yarn first, you may be obsessed with amigurumi. Someone obsessed with amigurumi will typically plan out what projects they're going to work on while on vacation before they plan out any other activities for themselves or their family. And most people who are obsessed with amigurumi leave enough room in their suitcase to be able to pack all of their projects. But then there's a whole other level, and that's for people who actually bring an entirely separate suitcase for all of their amigurumi projects. Give yourself 1 point if you are the type of person who leaves room in your suitcase for all of your projects, but give yourself 2 points if you're the type of person who needs to bring an entirely separate suitcase for all of your amigurumi projects. Do you want to improve your amigurumi skills? Well, I've got a free trial for that. Skillshare is an online learning platform that has thousands of creative classes, and they are all online. One of my favorite classes is Learn How to Crochet Amigurumi for Beginners by Allison Stinchula from Wonder Crochet. In this class, you'll learn all of the amigurumi fundamentals, plus you'll be able to make 3 adorable projects: an octopus, a bee, and a pink flamingo. Aren't these just adorable? But make sure to check out all of the different amigurumi classes as well. You'll also find crocheting classes and knitting classes, and what's great is that you can learn from the comforts of your own home, and they are all ad-free. What's even better is that Skillshare is offering the first 1,000 people to click the link in the description box below a 1-month free trial. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video, but let's move on to sign number 2 that you are an amigurumi addict. The next sign is when you're shopping for yarn. If when you are out in a local store or you're online shopping for your next project, you're primarily interested in looking for yarns that will be the perfect fur color or the perfect skin color, you might be obsessed with amigurumi. People who are obsessed with amigurumi don't care if a yarn complements their own skin color. They're on the hunt for the perfect reddish brown for the next fox they're going to crochet, or they're looking for the perfect caramel color for that skin tone for the next doll they're going to be knitting. Give yourself 1 point if you primarily shop for yarns that are great for amigurumi projects, but give yourself 2 points if your yarn stash is primarily amigurumi fur and doll skin colors. Sign number 3 is names you know. If you know what a preoccupied is, you might be obsessed with amigurumi. Many people who are obsessed with amigurumi know the names of the big amigurumi designers. See if you recognize any of these names: Preoccupied, Layli Lala, Aradia Toys, Straw Animals, Zumi Gurumi, A Menagerie of Stitches, Natura Crochet, Little Aqua Girl, Twinkie Chan, Koot K. If you recognized 0 to 4 of these amigurumi designers, give yourself 1 point. But if you recognized 5 to 10 of these amigurumi designers, give yourself 2 points. The next sign is all about your family and friends. If you use your family and friends as an excuse to crochet an amigurumi toy, you might be obsessed with amigurumi. Many people who are obsessed with amigurumi use their family and friends as an excuse to make a new toy. Any birthday, any baby shower, any holiday is an excuse to make a new toy for a family or friend. Give yourself 1 point if you occasionally use your family and friends as an excuse to crochet a toy, but give yourself 2 points if you always use your family and friends as an excuse to crochet amigurumi. Sometimes you run out of family and friends to give your amigurumi to, which can lead to the next sign. Sign number 5. If you crochet toys just for yourself, you might be obsessed obsessed with amigurumi. Many people who are obsessed with amigurumi love to crochet toys just for the joy of it. They like to make little dolls and animals for themselves. Many of them don't even hide the fact that they're crocheting the toys for themselves, and they even will post about it on social media using hashtags like hashtag amigurumi addict, hashtag amigurumi lover, hashtag amigurumi. Give yourself 1 point if you crochet toys just for yourself, but give yourself 2 points if you crochet toys just for yourself and you post about it on social media. If you have more amigurumi patterns than any other type of crocheting or knitting patterns, you might be obsessed with amigurumi. Many people who are obsessed with amigurumi have more patterns than they will ever be able to make, and yet they continue to buy more patterns. And then there are the folks that are deep into their obsession of amigurumi, and they will buy a pattern full well knowing that they're never going to make that toy, but they buy the pattern anyway. Give yourself 1 point if you have more amigurumi patterns than you have of any other type of crochet and knitting pattern, and give yourself 2 points if you have bought an amigurumi pattern with no intentions of ever making the toy. You just had to have the pattern. If single crochet is your favorite stitch, you may be obsessed with amigurumi. There are lots of different crochet stitches like double crochet, half double crochet, treble crochet, but those who are obsessed with amigurumi rarely use them. If single crochet is your favorite stitch, give yourself 1 point, but give yourself 2 points if you rarely do any other stitches besides single crochet. Sign number 8 has to do with the magic ring. People who are obsessed with amigurumi can make a magic ring with no problem. They have used this technique hundreds of times, but for other crocheters, the magic ring can be a bit of a tricky technique because it's not something they do very often. For those who are obsessed with amigurumi, they could even make a magic ring with their eyes closed. Give yourself 1 point if you can make a magic ring with no problems, but give yourself 2 points if you could make a magic ring with your eyes closed. The next sign is all about safety eyes. Safety eyes can be a bit tricky for the casual amigurumi maker, but not for those who are obsessed with amigurumi. They've developed their own tips and tricks to be able to put on those finicky safety eye backs, and some of them even have a little tool that can help them to put those safety eyes on. Give yourself 1 point if you feel comfortable putting on safety eyes on your amigurumi toys, but give yourself 2 points if you have this safety eye tool and you know what it is. The next sign that you might be obsessed with amigurumi is if you can pronounce and spell the word amigurumi. For most English speakers, this can be a difficult word for us to pronounce and to spell. Amigurumi is the Japanese word for crocheted and knitted toys. If the word amigurumi rolls off your tongue with no problems, give yourself 1 point. But if you're able to also spell amigurumi, give yourself 2 points. Now go ahead and total up all of your points, and if you scored 0 to 4, you are amigurumi ambivalent. If you scored 5 to 10, you're an amigurumi fan. If you scored 11 to 15, you're an amigurumi enthusiast, and if you scored 16 to 20, you are totally obsessed with amigurumi. If you scored 0 to 4 points, you are amigurumi ambivalent. And what that means is that maybe you've dabbled with crocheting toys here and there, but you really don't understand what all the hype is about. You don't really understand why people would become obsessed with toy making. You've got a lot of other projects that you're interested in making, and crocheting toys isn't one of them. If you scored 5 to 10 points, you're an amigurumi fan. You like amigurumi, you don't love it. You will make toys for special occasions, but you really enjoy a lot of other projects, and amigurumi hasn't taken over your crafting life. If you scored 11 to 15 points, you are an amigurumi enthusiast. This means that you really like crocheting toys and you make them frequently for your family and friends, and occasionally you will even crochet one just for yourself. And if you scored closer to 15 than to 11, you may be creeping closer and closer toward becoming totally obsessed with amigurumi. If you scored between 16 and 20, you are totally obsessed with amigurumi, but you already knew that. You didn't even need this little quiz to tell you that you are totally obsessed. You anxiously await brand new patterns from your favorite designers, and your Instagram feed is full full of the most colorful, beautiful amigurumi toys. You can pronounce and spell amigurumi with no problems because you are sharing about it on your social media and you're using those hashtags with the word amigurumi in it all of the time. I hope you enjoyed this fun little quiz, and in full disclosure, I am a total amigurumi addict. I already know it, and I know a lot of you already out there as well. And I want you to tell me in the comment section below, what was your quiz score? I want to know which level of amigurumi obsession are you at. But I hope you enjoyed this fun little quiz, a fun little poke at ourselves about being obsessed with this wonderful hobby. But I hope you all stay safe out there and happy stitching.